If food can't reach people, it doesn't have to be destined for the landfill. Even though composting leaves and grass clippings is commonplace, composting food isn't. Only 5% of food waste headed for the landfill is diverted for composting.
A lot of communities now have these bins where you can throw your leaves and sticks in, right? What's happening to that stuff? Composting. Why can't we throw our food waste in those same bins? Another solution for the homeowner instead of throwing it in the trash.
Just a handful of communities collect food scraps, but Ryan Robertson found those scraps can be a valuable resource, and there are people out there finding ways to put food waste to work.
Food waste is more than just the leftovers people toss out. There's waste in the creation of food as well. Some companies have found ways to reuse and recycle that waste. Take Prairieland Dairy. There's a lot of manure coming from their 1,400 cows, but that manure, combined with waste from another Nebraska food manufacturer, makes good compost. Prairieland diverts about 2,000 tons of food waste from the county landfill every year for composting. A substantial amount for an operation of this size, but not much compared to the 35 million tons of food waste that goes to landfills nationally. But diverting that food fits with their motto: don't waste anything.
The cow gives us our 3 M's, milk, meat, and manure, so we take advantage of all 3 of them.
That third M, manure, is why Prairieland started its composting program. It's the byproduct of dairy production, another kind of food waste. Composting speeds up the natural process of the breakdown and decay of organic materials. With time and a little maintenance, a nutrient-rich material is made, perfect for yards and gardens. But it takes more than manure to make good compost, which is why Prairieland adds yard and food waste to the mix.
We found out that about 85% of the stuff that goes to the landfill is compostable. So if we can just pull that stuff from our industrial sites and our grocery stores and also our school cafeterias, then we can pull that out of the landfill and reduce the landfill fill up by 85%.
To divert food from the landfill, Prairieland is partnering with one of the nation's largest food manufacturers, ConAgra Foods, based in Omaha. At ConAgra's Crunch and Munch popcorn facility in Lincoln, the kernels that don't pop up quite right, the old maids, are separated out and sent to the dairy's compost piles.
In a manufacturing environment, there are always going to be a certain level of losses, yield losses, or incidents of failure that are going to generate waste.
Gail Tavel is the Vice President of Sustainability at ConAgra. Her job includes finding where the company is wasteful and trimming the fat.
When we set our goal, it was to divert at least 75% of materials from landfill. Today we're over 90 across the board, and we have a handful of facilities that actually don't fill landfill anything. We segregate those out, put a for donation only label on them.
Tavel says ConAgra has partnerships with organizations all over the country to recycle food waste, or what she now refers to as byproducts. In a ConAgra tomato processing plant in California, seeds and skins are being turned into highly nutritious feed for animals. Even the water in the tomato, which makes up about 80% of the fruit, is also extracted and used for irrigation in nearby fields.
It just makes sense to, recirculate that water versus having it go out of the stack in terms of steam. So it just makes sense to capture water, especially in a state that is prone to drought.
But every operation produces some waste. After all, some things just can't be eaten. Research engineer Ivan Cornejo at the Colorado School of Mines is finding different ways to utilize food waste.
The process starts by collecting food wastes from different sources. And then what we do with this, we process to extract the minerals.
Cornejo has a big idea to reduce food down to its building blocks, but he's not making compost.
I started working in the ceramic group, and then I started working more on the trash to glass concept.
You heard that right. Cornejo and his colleagues are turning trash into glass. Cornejo led the team that created Gorilla Glass, the material used to make the screen on your smartphone. And now, from his lab in Colorado, Cornejo is looking to organic waste as the mining operation of the future.
You find significant amount of silica or silicon sources from things like wheat, rice husk.
Once the food waste is reduced to minerals, Cornejo mixes the ingredients for glass and superheats them in a ceramic crucible. The process isn't ready for industrial scale, but in the lab, Cornejo can make glass with more clarity and purity than most sold on the market today. It may seem far-fetched, but Cornejo says it could be that kind of innovation that inspires the next generation.
We went to Colorado School of Mines to visit a professor named Dr. Cornejo, and he takes these food wastes and turns them into glass. And so we were helping him out by collecting these for him.
The new generation has a much better philosophy on sustainability that we have. When I was a kid, sustainability was not an issue. They find this like a very weird thing, but yet they find this very easy to understand. I think this could be the spark that is needed to revitalize the glass science and the ceramic science in this country.
Whether it's composting or mining for minerals, Cornejo says he's looking forward to the day when repurposing food waste is second nature.